and it is an all-new Drinks to Words By. What a show do we have for you today. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, I am joined with my guest, David, and this is our first time that we actually have guests on the show, so I am very excited. With us, I have from the Frat House, and they also have a podcast called Cover to Cover, and we'll get into that in just a bit, but I have Chips and Kevin with us. Thank you guys for coming in.
Hey, I like the shirt.
Thank you. I decided to wear this in honor of you guys. So you know, it's what I do. You know, and the craziest part is, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like, have you ever lost a shirt? And that's what happened to me today. I knew I had this shirt, and I was like, where could it be? And for like 10 minutes, I was like running around because I wanted to wear it, just, you know, to kind of like show off, you know, like, you know, support. Because again, a lot of things that are going on, today is that, everybody is so caught up with, supporting small businesses. And, you know, of course, everybody's talking about the restaurants and the other places, but I don't see many people talking about, you know, venues or places for instruments. And those places need help too. So a couple days ago, I went to go get my guitar fixed. Not fixed. I didn't know that you could actually turn an acoustic guitar into an actual electric guitar. I just found that out, and you don't want to let just anybody do that. You know, this is like letting your girl go out with a friend of yours, you know what I mean? Or with a stranger. So I did my research, and lo and behold, I found out that these guys do excellent work. So I went to the Frat House, and it's right here in Covina. So I went there and I turned my baby in. I haven't gotten her back yet, but I wanted to give them a shout out. We talked, and then I found out that they themselves have a podcast called Cover to Cover, which I did have a chance to listen to, and it's really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to have them on and talk a little bit about podcasting, of course, the Frat House, and of course, the big thing about this is me and David are in, I believe this is episode 96 or 97 of our show.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And you guys are like in episode 4 or 5. So the polarities of those two things, I think, are rather intriguing as far as I remember when I was in episode 5. And, you know.
Yeah. We're the freshmen on the scene, totally.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Man, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're hazing the dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna tip Joe Rogan's car over. It's gonna be great. We're bringing on the podcast. We're just gonna wreck shit up.
Yeah, but before,
hey,
go ahead, David.
We're still progressing and still evolving our own show. So don't just keep it going. Because I honestly did not believe we would be here. It was kind of on a whim. We were just bullshitting, and then I didn't really realize that. Albert had so much knowledge and equipment, so it really
that helped. It's resourcefulness, yeah. No, totally. Same. We just kind of had this concept for one, and it was just, I think, because of the pandemic, because we just had a lot of time, and we weren't able to play shows traditionally like we do music, you know.
And we're around sound gear pretty much all the time.
Yeah, we had access to equipment and a concept, so we ran with it, and it's been fun. It's a little slower than we'd like. Maybe we still have jobs, we still have things that we do, but this is something we can plan and take our time to do the work we want and put out the product we want and the material. And it's been fun, man. Like, I've really enjoyed it.
Good.
What was let me tell you, between me and Albert, like, we were friends, but this podcast has actually brought us a lot closer. So we've actually learned a lot about each other. Yeah. We've actually become like really good friends, like almost family. We've become family, and it's a weird situation. Like, it was like I said, because it was such a off the wall idea. Like everybody thinks they can do a podcast. Everybody, and I'm not even saying that our podcast is any good. We do it for ourselves, and it's people a thing sometimes because it's just fun. It's bullshitting, and even the fact that our whole podcast was based on being in a bar, and we haven't been able to be in a bar for going on a year now. We've just decided, like, hey, let's just keep it going.
Yeah.
So, good to see you guys. It's not easy.
And speaking of not being easy, let's make it a lot easier. This is Drinks to Words By, and let's find out what everybody is drinking. I'm going to start it off with our guests, Kevin and Chip. It's actually Chip and Kevin the way you're looking at it, but
Chip with an S.
Chips, and I only see one of you. That's why.
Shot of that. It's a blue corn tortilla from Sprouts.
Gotcha. So, what are you guys drinking?
We got Modern Times beer, and this is one of their lagers. So I think they're locally brewed, actually.
Yeah.
Modern Times.
Modern Times, this is a good beer.
From their can, it tells me they're employee owned. So.
Oh wow.
Power to the people.
I just found out that Cold Stone Steve Austin actually has a beer in El Segundo, and it's gone really well. And I just found that out. It was on the news today, and I was like, "Oh man, Stone Cold, cool."
Right on. What's it called?
You know what? I didn't catch the name. I just knew that it was part of like the El Segundo Brewery out there. That's where you can get it. So I was like, I'll just go to El Segundo Brewery and I'll just find out, the name of it, which I should have done, but I was too busy trying to, coordinate.
Remember the liquor store we went to?
Yeah, West Covina Liquors.
Yeah, West Covina Liquor. Have you guys been there? Oh, they froze.
They froze. Okay. Well, when we get them back, David, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a screwdriver.
You're drinking a screwdriver.
I woke up a little hungover from home drinking, and now I'm home drinking.
That's gonna happen.
I can't go to my favorite bar, and then I don't want to go to other places because I don't trust people. It is the COVID time. So, I literally watch people on social media out like almost every night and every day at a bar, or I'm like, dude, where are you guys at? Not that I don't want to go, but it's like, dude, you guys don't fear the fact, because I have asthma. I can't get COVID. I really can't.
Right.
My wife has asthma. She can't get COVID. But people are out and about. I'm like, how have you not gotten it? You just don't give a shit anymore.
What I'm more, worried about is like, why aren't you inviting me? Like, what did I do? Everybody's going out having the time of their lives. I'm not getting invited to these. Not that I would go, but it would just be nice, like, I'm going to say no. I'm going to do a preemptive no, but, we'll,
I'll say this much though: getting drunk at home is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you are completely right about.
There are some classy brews you can take home these days.
Yeah. Now I did assign David with a task. David, did that happen? The twisted tea. I was like, can you get?
You know what? No, because I was drinking last night and went drive out, and I was hungover this morning, so I didn't go. But after this, I have to go get cigarettes for my wife, so I'll probably try to pick up a twisted tea at that point. But no,
and then save it for next show.
Yes. I was leaving the fridge, just waiting to get crashed against somebody's face.
I went all over West Covina, and by all over meaning 3 stores. And they didn't have it. And I was like, what is this? I want to taste this. You know what I mean? I want to know what causes somebody to go to a liquor store and say, you know what? I'm getting a twisted tea. And then, with it, combats, racism. So I wanted to check that. Now, my drink that I, do have, and I forgot to prepare it, so I'll just prepare it really quick, is in honor of the brand new president. Okay, we just got a new president. It's kind of like Happy New Year's all over again. So
Yeah.
I will be partaking in some brandy called Presidente.
Ooh.
Hey.
So
Classy.
yeah, this
Right.
is a brandy that my uncle loved. This is my Uncle Lelo. Like, a few of us have a few Uncle Lelos if you're Mexican, but so this is my first Uncle Lelo, and he would get the bottle, and I remember this distinctively. Is he would grab it and then he would pour himself, a cocktail, and his hand would shake over how much liquor he would be pouring, and then he'd just do like a splash of Coca-Cola. So I remember just seeing that. But this comes with one of those air stoppers or something like that, and it I can't even. There we go. It's like how do I even?
You can't take that out. You're a bartender.
I just opened it up today. I wanted to be a part of the show.
Take it out. There's no time.
I know. I have to direct.
Pour it already.
So, cheers, guys. To you guys and everybody listening, watching at home. We really appreciate it. Oh man, what is I'm curious. How old are you guys? Chip and Kevin.
I'm 30.
Chips and Kevin. Okay, so yeah. So, what is the earliest you guys have ever drank?
Oh.
You want to go first?
I'll go first because I didn't really start drinking much until I was like 17, 18, so like end of high school, senior year. And first time, like, I had a fun time with my buddy. His parents were out of town, so me and a couple of friends went over. And just like typical, suburban white boy shit. Just playing Halo, drinking Bud Light with limes, and quickly escalating to vodka, and waking up in the bathroom. Good times. So
There's nothing like waking up in the bathroom.
That's how you know you had a good
it's
time.
my home away from home. Yeah. But I don't know, Tips, how about you, man?
I was 17, and the first bottle we killed was Jägermeister. And
Oh
that was,
my god!
that was a nightmare. That's
That licorice shit, man.
Let's just say I learned very quickly.
Yeah.
I learned very quickly
Yeah,
about hangovers.
master. Yeah.
Did you throw it black? Did it come out black?
Oh yeah, it came out weird. Yeah, it came out black, dark colored.
Yeah.
Vomit. It's not.
That's your soul escaping.
That's just all.
Forever changed. Yeah, no, that's Jaeger's a tough. But that's
That
like a
was
pretty young drink, right? I don't know. Do you drink Jaeger still? Like not like in large quantities, right?
No, only you know what? I know two Jaeger people. I know that sounds weird, but I know two people, and they're both. And I know how your life is a little bit compartmentalized, where you have separate friends everywhere, and these are the most separatist of separatists. And
Show effect, right?
yeah. So
In the middle, kind of.
So sometimes I can't escape Jaeger, because I'm at one end and then it comes at me, and then I'm at another, and I'm like, oh my god, it's definitely an acquired taste. But I always tell people, if you're into Jaeger, then you're going to be into one of my favorite drinks, which is a Harvey Wallbanger.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this.
Yeah, and it's the same taste except more palatable. So
When you order it, they serve it in black and white because it's like from the 40s, right? It's an old drink.
it's kind of old, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good drink though, right? What's in it? I don't even.
It's essentially a screwdriver, and then they get this liqueur, and they pour it on top, and it's so funny because that's the only thing that the liqueur is really used for that I know of. And anytime I go to a place, I look for it, and if I see it, because it's a very distinct bottle, and if I see it, I ask the bartender, hey, can you make me a Harvey Wallbanger? And then they're like, what's in it? And then I tell them, and then I'm like, and then you use that bottle over there, and they say, that's what that bottle's used for. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's off of it.
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah.
Essentially.
Jaeger is one of those like drinks that you only drink when somebody else buys it. Like Jaeger is one of those. Fireball is another one of those, and tequila.
It has to be served out of the trunk of a car. If you're not like backstage, you're in a parking lot, you're doing it wrong.
So, backstage. Okay, so are you guys actually musicians that you perform like at places or?
Yes. Chips has a band. He's actually doing music. I'm just putting music out, and we actually had an act we were kind of putting together. It's just like an acoustic act mostly, right? I mean,
Yeah, we're jamming for gigs.
yeah, pre-COVID.
I used to work at the observatory. You guys are familiar with the observatory?
You used to work there?
Wow.
Yeah.
The one in Santa Ana.
Yes. So I always tell people that backstage is not what you think it is, and just stay in front of the stage. It's not the movie fucking party that you think it is.
No. It's a lot of, you know what it is? It's a lot of people very tired from carrying bass amps.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, where the fuck is the wedge monitor? And like, no. You have a band, I've had bands. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're lucky you get a backstage most places.
Like, it's not like all like just alcohol fucking drug induced. It's fucking like, oh, there's a fucking vegetable platter right there. I want to fucking.
Yeah. It's in their rider, right?
Yeah.
And they have like sparkling water and a craft beer of the local choice, not exceeding 10 miles or something like ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. It's all within a fucking 5-mile radius.
Yeah. I don't really do much booking at the Fred House, but we do have acts that come through, and I've read some of the writers, and even they're not huge names. They're good acts, all of them, but some of the writers are kind of funny.
Yeah, so what'd you do at the observatory, man?
I did security. I did backstage security, so I was the person that wouldn't let fans in.
Okay.
That's an important job.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Crazy band.
You know what? I've dealt with so many artists. It's kind of funny, like because I mean, obviously now the observatory isn't what it used to be because they got bought out by Live Nation. But we went from. I remember we had Bush, we had fucking the Wu-Tang Clan.
Dude, all right.
You know, we had a Bloods versus Crips show. Oh man.
What?
That was really fun.
So it was the Blood. Oh fuck. The Blood. We had a Blood rapper versus a Crips rapper, and right now I dude, honestly I can't remember who the Crips are. I think it was like RJ versus. Fuck. I can't remember his name, but literally there was nothing but Bloods and Crips at this show, and dude, it was like we were looking at the promoter, like, why would you book this?
Okay, I gotta know this. Did all the Bloods stand on the right side and all the Crips stand on the left side of the auditorium?
Yes.
Okay.
It was as much separation as possible. So
side, right? Like, yeah. Snoop Dogg taught me that.
So one of the craziest things was this guy was like, "Hey, we have a party bus coming. Are we okay to park it?" Now, for us, you think a party bus, it's like that, like almost school bus size where people are like dancing in the club. They brought a motherfucking Greyhound bus full of Bloods. So this bus is just unloading with nothing but fucking red. It's like, okay, that's not a party bus. What's a fucking bus? It was like amazing. And honestly, the show went without a hitch. But we had like cops upon cops there. We had everybody was like, whatever weapon you had. Like I was carrying like 3 knives, and I was like, I'm ready to go. It was like, because you don't know. I mean, ultimately, it's still Bloods versus Crips. So
yeah, that sounds like
we've had a
security nightmare, man. But that sounds good that you guys pulled it off.
Oh yeah, I mean I loved my security guys. I worked with a bunch of Tongans and Polynesian people, so like I have so much love for them, and I've worked Coachella with them. I've worked fucking festivals with them. Yeah, it's a weird type of feeling knowing that you've been around so many famous people, but you can't act groupie. Like that's the one thing when you're security is you cannot be groupie whatsoever. You just gotta fucking you did do your job and that's it.
Just like the bodyguard.
Let's talk a little bit real quick about Cover to Cover. That is the podcast where you can find Chips and Kevin. Very interesting show. I really enjoy your guys' chemistry that you two have together on the show. I did give you some liner notes when I did listen to the show, so hopefully you take those into consideration. But it's
Thanks.
Yeah, but it's interesting because we all have a premise of what we want the show to be. When me and David started the show, we wanted to be in a bar, obviously, and do it, and we started doing it there, and we gradually evolved until what you see now. You know what I mean? Like to come to that point, it was a lot of undertaking and just a lot of. He has a vision, I have a vision. We both had to come to that agreement of what our vision is. Are you guys on that path still, or are you guys still trying to figure out the vision of this podcast, Cover to Cover? Which, by the way, if you haven't, go ahead and search. It's on a bunch of streaming platforms.
Too. It's cover to cover to cover.
Cover to cover to cover, right.
Only because there's another podcast called Cover to Cover that we don't want to... Good podcast. It's about journalism, totally different thing.
Imagine they look up that one, they're like, "Wow, these guys are good."
But Cover to Cover with Kevin and Chips, you can find us on Spotify, any platform. But yeah, thanks for the criticism or the comments actually, because we're very new. We're starting out. We're like 5 episodes.
Yeah, I definitely think we're still evolving.
Yeah.
For me, I can't wait to see the long run and see where it ends up after a certain amount of episodes, because that's my favorite thing in anything developing is just the way it changes.
It's been fun, and from the beginning, I think what we've had is a good concept to where we always knew it was going to be about cover songs. We'd always talk about a famous song, and then a famous cover of that song. And then the third act was always going to be a comedy bit. It was always going to be like a celebrity cameo, which is a bad impression somebody else is doing, but with a funny kind of twist. So, the first one was Bob Dylan, because we were talking about All Along the Watchtower with Jimi Hendrix, and Bob Dylan's the original version. So we try to bring on guests that have musical experience, or just people we know that we talk about music with, or just they're fun and have something to promote. And it's just been fun. We treat it as like a radio show. It's edited. It's not scripted. The conversation is all improvised, and most of the comedy is improvised. But we've done scripted comedy bits on it so far, and I don't know. It's fun. We spread out the episodes. We do one a month because we want to take the time to make sure that we have the episode each week that we want, and each one's different than the last two.
Yeah, the once a month commitment, and I see or not see, but I've heard what you guys do, so I do understand that it kind of at times becomes a daunting task. When you guys are putting out this particular form of show, not like me and David. Me and David just like to let things fly. You know what I mean?
Which is fun too. And we've had good moments with the guests and stuff that we get those moments from talking. But if we talk for 3 hours, we'll maybe cut it down to 30, 40 minutes of talk. So
we just let it fly. Because the whole basis of our show was bar talk. It's like that's you hanging out with your friends. So it's like, why?
Yeah. Why? At the point, we'd love to do a live episode where it is actually just talking and us hanging out. And I don't know, maybe there's room for that. But right now, we have it as a season. We actually have a finale in mind. We have some kind of arc planned for this season and with these characters. Bob Dylan might make a return. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. Well, he's still stuck in the delay verse.
That's cool.
He opened up too many delay pedals and he got sucked into the delay verse. So I think it's going to be Tom DeLonge who's going to bring him out.
That'd be cool.
So just, that'll be the finale, and that's hopefully coming, by summer. We have this structured out, and then at that point, we'd like to we have other shows and concepts we'd like to do, and then maybe do a season 2 of this with some more production.
Gotcha. Now, let's move right along to kind of our lives and everything that's going on in them. Something weird happened, and maybe it's happened to Chips and Kevin, but there's a certain phenomenon going on right now, and it is the Bernie Sanders, everywhere. Yeah, the Bernie Sanders meme. It's going more viral than the coronavirus. You know what I mean? So, and this happened. Me and David both posted the same meme. Just at different, like an hour after each other, unbeknownst. I don't know if it was unbeknownst, but I didn't know he posted it.
Right? Like just,
That's frustrating. I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to swoop in and get this one,
I know, it's the most, I love my man Bernie. First of all, I love his he was fitted. I don't care what the haters say. I think he was fitted for the occasion, it was fucking cold. I lived by DC for a while when I was younger. It gets cold there.
Yeah, he wasn't trying. Bernie's not the flashy guy. He's like, I am here for I'm here, but I don't want to fucking die of pneumonia.
Yeah. He had business to do later. He's got.
I saw this great joke that was they were able to put Bernie everywhere except in office. You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh.
Well,
that one stung.
What can you do?
Yeah.
20 was the year of surviving in a lot of ways, so I can live with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I love that meme. It's funny. I think the mittens are cool too. Isn't it like some teacher made them or something? So she's getting some money from that. That's good.
No, I mean, yes and no. She did make them, and she got a high volume of emails and requests, but she just made them for him. And she's like, I'm not trying to, like make 1,000 mittens.
I'm a fucking teacher. My day is already like overspent.
It took me 2 months to make those. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, hopefully somebody will donate some money or something. That's cool.
Yeah, actually, what Bernie Sanders did was he actually now has a sweatshirt with that meme on it. And you can buy it, and when you buy it, I believe a great big portion, if not all the money, goes straight to Bernie's charities, one of his charities or something like that. So he's already taken advantage of everything that's happened with Bernie. But Bernie is one of the most memeable politicians I've seen. Have you ever seen the whole like Bernie, like once again I'm asking, for your help with whatever, So he's, I don't know if I ever would want to become a meme. That seems like a high pressure. And of course we don't become a meme. Someone finds a photo of us and then we just become memes. We can't create a meme of ourselves, can we?
Technically you can create your own meme of yourself, but it's not the same. You want to, I don't know if you want, like you said, you want to be a meme. It's like you can't stop it anymore. If somebody catches you in a picture and they just run with it, you're fucked. I mean, you have people like the Jordan meme. Like the dude was crying, like he was hurt and it was emotional, and just everybody makes fun of it. Like you're fucked. You can't help it. Like even at your weakest moment, they're gonna just like, ha, you're fucked.
What was Jordan's meme again? What was Jordan's meme? It was he's like, and it was like, and I took personal to that, or what was it? Like, what was it saying?
Oh yeah, that's one from the documentary.
Yeah. I took that personally. Yeah, exactly. That one was pretty interesting. David.
Yes.
Just checking in with you, seeing how you're doing.
I'm here.
All right.
No, I'm good.
Is that?
Our boys are frozen right
Yeah. Okay. No,
Hey, sorry guys, it keeps freezing on us.
no worries. It's cool.
worries.
You know, this is our first time with a guest, so you guys are kind of our test.
First
Our
time being as officially as cover to cover to cover.
oh, really? This is your unveiling.
Yeah.
This is your. I'm trying to think of the like a quinceañera. You're coming out. You know.
Well, I mean, you guys are gonna come across people who have their own podcasts as well. When your guys are doing your guys' podcast, and then they're like, "Hey, come on ours," and that's just kind of like the podcast family type of thing. We've come to kind of.
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Awesome.
Yeah, we lost him again.
Uh,
No worries.
we're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
they'll be back. Let's move right along, though. Wanted to talk about. Oh, there they are. It's cool.
Sorry, guys. I think it was just
It's cool.
No.
It's all part of the show. You know, you guys dip in, dip out.
I don't know.
It's kind of like at a bar. You know what I mean? Like you're in conversation, and then you're like, I gotta go use the restroom, or I gotta go get a drink or something like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know. I'm the king of just like saying, let's pause this conversation because I have to go, break the seal. And once the seal is broken, it has just become a scene, if you will, because I'm just running around.
Here's what we can agree though. When the bar is open and we get to do the show back to at the bar, we would love to have you guys at the bar. So there's no.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
I say let's make a commitment here and now to do that because that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Actually, Chips, I think Chips has been to the Cove. We were talking.
Okay.
I
The
was,
Cove is local hang. If you grew up around this town and you're drinking around this town, you're probably going to end up there. So,
Yeah. Where do you guys usually hang out? You know what I mean? Because I mean, if you guys were regulars at the Cove, I would pretty much know you guys, but you're not. Like, but you're not. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering where there's time. There's time for repentance. Don't worry.
Republic is pretty cool. You've been to Republic?
Yeah, they have PBR there. Like, yeah, of course.
Republic. That is next to Elvis, right?
Yeah, it's right next to Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis. I've been there once. I don't need to go again.
There's
There's a couple bars that I've never been to. As big as the bar scene is in Covina, West Covina, there's still a couple bars I'll never walk into, and I'll never have to walk into again. I think Elvis is one of those like I don't need to go there again. And then
Elvis, I know about that place.
Yeah, right.
because Republic is just a right.
It's just a bar. That's what I like. You just
It's a
get
beer bar.
good drinks. It's a bar environment.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a dart place too, so that's where you go do all the darts. There's a few dart bars around, and that's one of the things that I'm not saying that I have like that I wish I was able to get into, but being a part of a dart league is something I definitely never thought of going professional. Because people take playing darts super seriously.
You have to, I imagine.
I'm not that serious of a person, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm serious, but sometimes I'm not. Actually, 95% of the times I'm not. And, so me playing darts, I would just be throwing in and just really not caring if I win or lose, you know what I mean? So it would just be like kind of like one of those things. And I know people take things like that serious because it's competition. Am I a competitive person? I don't think so. I'm not competitive because I enjoy playing the sport. It doesn't matter whether I win or lose. I'm like, I made it in. You know what I mean? I actually played. Are you guys competitive? David, are you a competitive person?
Yes. Unfortunately, I think that I try not to be. Like, I try to enjoy the moment more than anything, but there are moments when, like, Sometimes it depends on who you're playing. Like if somebody comes in very cocky and very fucking just obnoxious, then you want to beat them. So you get more competitive. Like you're kind of focused more. Like if you and I were playing pool, it would just be for fun, like bullshit. But then those guys that are like overly like, oh, I'm the best pool player in the world, then you kind of want to beat them, even though you probably can't because they are better than you because they do it like every fucking day. But everybody wants to win.
Right.
Nobody really wants to lose. So I think everybody's competitive a little bit because nobody wants to lose.
What do you guys say?
I suck at pool, so I need to work on that so I can, back up my talk.
Yeah, I'm bad too. I wish I could be a reverse hustler. Like people could short me or something. Like, I'm the greatest. Watch, and I can just like sell that and then somehow bet against myself. And then...
You got like the side bets, you know what I mean? Or you know what you do? This is the thing. You get a friend you give him your money and then you bet against yourself and then you throw the game. Or you don't throw the game, but I mean you just suck, so you're not gonna get it.
You know that you're that bad.
Yeah, I'm not good at it, I guess. I don't know. I never had a chance to really. I don't have a pool table. I only hang out at pool bars. People play and shoot pool and
yeah, and do all that.
So, what else is going on for you, Albert? What's in the world?
The world of Albert is definitely an interesting world, nonetheless. It's weird the way the mind works, because there are so many things that I see in life that I always wonder people's thoughts. Like, am I the only one thinking like this? Which is kind of why I kind of like the fact that now, by the way, this is a plug. If you log into our Instagram, it's at Drinks to Words By, you'll be able to see now clips of the show. And this has become pretty good. I didn't know. I was like, I know people want to see clips of the show because to experience us as the podcast is one thing, but then just to see little clips is another. But it's so funny to see the comments now on our Drinks to Words By Instagram, which, by the way, it's at Drinks to Words By if you follow us on Instagram, because there was a moment where I think it was like the first one that we put up, and I was talking and I didn't know what day it was, and somebody commented, I'm like that too. I have no idea what day it was. And it's so weird to know that not that your thoughts are the same with somebody else, but that somebody else has those kind of connotations too, when you always feel like I'm the only one that goes through this.
Yeah, I mean, especially now, because days just tend to kind of blend together. I mean, it's kind of like I try my best to differentiate days just to keep my sanity at this point, because I was like, all right, is it the weekend? No, it's fucking Tuesday. I shouldn't fucking get bad shit drunk right now because it's a Tuesday. Like, there's still the world tomorrow. Like if I had a job.
But then there are days where you're like, let it fly. You know what I mean?
Like yesterday really turned into like just like, oh, I'm just gonna have a couple drinks, and then turned into like, oh shit. I was up at like, dude, I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m, and every other day I've been trying to go to bed at like 11. Like I'm trying to be like the old man thing. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, because I want to try to keep on a schedule. I don't want to waste my days just waking up all midday. So I try to wake up early. I've been going for walks. You just try to follow a routine so that you're not. It's like, remember when going to summer school, from summer break, you have to go back to school, and it was like I feel like this is just one long summer break because I don't want to go back into fucking like into the world and not be ready. Like, oh, this is not my sleep schedule. I shouldn't be waking up this early, and like I have to shave.
I know. It's so weird when I do go back to work. Right now I am so used to not doing anything Monday through, I've just been furloughed. So, like Thursday and Friday was my okay, at least I have something to look forward to. I get to go to work. I get to go outside the house, but now it's like, I'm just at home and I'm like, oh, what do I do? And, because of that, I mean, the gift and the curse is, what do I do with all this extra time? How do I make this extra time become a thing? And because of that, I was able to start editing our show and putting it on Instagram, which again, at Drinks and Words By is our Instagram. So go ahead and you can catch all the clips. I guess this brandy's already getting a little bit to me. David, have you had brandy before?
I've had brandy. I've had Presidente. I mean, you go to any Mexican party, there's a couple staples at a Mexican party. Presidente, Buchanan's or Bucanas, as they like to say.
Yeah.
And Chivas. Those tend to be the non-tequila beer drinks at a Mexican party.
Right, but there's always tequila. That's like the number one thing.
Yes, but it depends, because I can't do Cuervo. That is my kryptonite. So
no way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my kryptonite. Cuervo, Jose Cuervo. I'm gagging right now. I can't do it. That is my fucking never touch me with that fucking piece of shit again.
Same.
Yeah. Dude. So then that was Chips, right? Who said same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you have a drink that you just you can never drink again?
Oh man, used to be okay. So for my friend's 21st, no, not Cuervo. For my friend's 21st, he didn't want to drink that much, so I did 11 shots of Jim Beam in an hour. Ooh, and for a while, yeah, I woke up drunk the next day. It was pretty bad. I was drinking after that too, but I don't remember it. But yeah, so for a while, Jim Beam specifically, I couldn't drink. But now I'm fine. Now I can. But no, I don't know. I don't think there's any. I don't like Bloody Marys. I don't like the salty kind of alcohol drinks with the Clamato.
Yeah. It's
never been my thing. But that's not why I go, oh, it fucked me up. I just have never gotten able to finish one. I just can't do those. So just do mine.
Turbo in general. That was my never again. Never again.
You know what? I think I did tequila and Hawaiian Punch. And because of that, the smell of Hawaiian Punch just brings out these weird connotations to me that I'm like, I don't know if I can ever do Hawaiian Punch ever again. I'm wondering whether or not there's a certain smell that you guys smell and say never again. Is there something that brings you back to a taste or a flavor that you just can't go back to?
Yeah, Jose Cuervo. That's it. Smell, sight. It is the all senses no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me it was Jim Beam for a while specifically. I could drink other whiskey, it's fine, but just Jim Beam reminded me of throwing up Jim Beam. But I'm fine now. I just got over it. After a while, but no, I don't know if there's anything been that bad. What you did, anything it's just been
I got
actually the smell of it.
I got to agree with my boy David over here. It's Jose Cuervo for me too.
Ooh, you guys are missing out on Cuervo. Come on.
No, we're not missing out. Plenty of tequilas. That's the beauty of
that's true. That is true. I was in Mexico drinking some good tequila recently, but it was I couldn't tell you the name. It was local, the kind of tequila that you can drink it, just it's palatable.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth, sweet almost. That's good. That's the way to go.
I noticed something the other day, and I wanted to get your guys' take on this. And this was, what do you feel about the red light? We all drive. I'm assuming Chips and Kevin, specifically. I know. But what are your connotations towards the red light?
Like having them in general, or
yeah.
Well, having just yellow and green would be an interesting choice. Like slow down or go. Like everything's a yield kind of situation. I think it's not going to matter in 30 years, bro. I think automated cars will just solve that problem for us.
The red light will go extinct.
In truth,
obsolete.
I'm being real.
Yeah.
Like futurists. But yeah, no, I don't know. I support them, I guess. Stop the cars. I skateboard a lot. I walk around a lot, and I always hate cars. Man. LA is just like a car city.
It's an infestation. Really.
The city built 4 cars. It used to have trolleys and shit, and then the car companies came in and made them about cars. So, I don't know. I think it'll be, but I think with, like, automation, red lights are kind of a thing of the past maybe at some point. What do you think, Chips? Are you for red lights or are you against them?
Down with red lights.
Yeah.
Why, Chips?
Just to see what happens. Chaos, obviously.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? Come on. You like green lights more? Think about it.
I don't know. I'm kind of for, like, in the mindset of you saying that there's going to be automated cars, then there should be no yellow light in the future, because there doesn't necessarily, because it's going to be automated, so you don't need the slowdown. It's go or stop.
Yeah,
so I think the red light needs to be there, the stop needs to be there, but yellow light doesn't need to be there in the future. I think that's the difference.
Gas or brakes, pick one, man.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why the reason why I bring this up is because I've noticed how before the red light was very villainized, because people are like, oh my God, I got a red light. But now it's come to the point where, like, people are like, yes, I got a red light. It's now time for me to check my phone and see what's doing on, because now more than ever, I think we are honking at people saying, hey, dude, it's green. Where before, when it was green, people were just rushing out. You know what I mean? They weren't even looking both ways. They were just darting out. So it's interesting for me to see how the red light has evolved from, it's that whole advantage of you're going to be old enough for the hero to become the villain, but in this way it's the other way around, where the villain becomes the hero.
The only things the way they are now, they're going to add another light. It'll be blue, and nobody will know what it means.
Blue light.
Just randomly come on. People will start backing up for no reason, and that's just 2021, folks.
That'd be amazing. Folks, this was another test.
Everyone get out of the cars. Come on, we gotta switch cars. Just do it.
I think you start Googling it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Blue light, you have to switch drivers. It's like a Chinese fire.
Blue light, like all the lanes switch.
Everyone trades cars.
Everybody trades lives.
And speaking of trading lives, something that I thought was the most polarizing topic, I think, to ever come out of the presidential Trump administration, okay? And that is Joe Exotic. He didn't get pardoned. The one thing that would unite the country, I think, was Joe Exotic. If he got pardoned, I think a lot of people would have let Donald Trump slide, right? They would have been like, well, his administration wasn't that bad. Joe Exotic got let off.
Those tigers, right? Like, I don't know, spoilers if you guys haven't seen Tiger King.
Spoiler.
Everybody's seen it. There's no spoiler. Everybody in this entire planet is familiar with this.
Spoiling or not, has seen that. Whether they know they've seen it or not, they've seen it. It's been absorbed into
to the ethos of our culture.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the Bernie meme. It's either fuck Carol Baskins or fucking Bernie and Mittens.
Yeah. Really. If Bernie and Mittens shown up to like when Joe Exotic had been released, I think we could have really healed some hearts. But
I know.
No, I don't. Joe Exotic, he did. I don't know. He's probably got money now. He had a limo waiting.
He did. He'll
He'll
got
a bunch of money he can't get to because he's in jail.
And to think about, if you really think about it, you know, if he was to be set free, he would make a lot of money just in book deals and, of course, appearances everywhere. So he would be able to recoup all that money, but, you know, he was denied. However,
he'd probably buy some tigers and this whole shit would start all over again.
Tiger King, the re-kinging, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm going to hold out for Joe Exotic.
Yeah, David, what are your thoughts?
I would want to be president just so I can pardon him. That would be like executive order. He is free. Because I think he's guilty, but he's less guilty than Carol Baskins. Fuck that bitch. She killed her husband. I'd want an investigation on her. He's not gone. I'll send agents to Costa Rica where you say he wins. He's dead.
He might have been running drugs though, man. I don't know. Flying low flights. The guy had stashed money in places. He's just like, all right, whatever. You can screw whoever you want. I'm out of here. No, he's shady too, man. They're all shady. That was the whole fun of that show.
Yeah, because everybody after that show is now under investigation. I think one of the other people who was on that show is like they had the whole thing taken away from them. It was like the best worst case scenario for a documentary ever.
Yeah.
I'm just freshening up my drink right here. Oh, and now the liner side of that is, okay, so we didn't get Joe Exotic pardoned, but we got Lil Wayne pardoned. That's the flip side to that coin.
The margins, right? Yeah. I don't know. He paid for that, right? Or no, they paid him.
They all paid. It was like, I think it was like $2 million just to get pardoned. I think that was the going rate.
There you go.
I needed some going away money. Going away for the prison. He's like, I need some cash on the side.
I don't think
because Deutsche Bank is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I personally don't think he did it for that reason. I think if he pardons Lil Wayne, he can say he's not a white supremacist. You know what I mean? He's like, well, you know, I pardoned Lil Wayne. You know?
No. That's
funny. He didn't pardon his boy Rudy.
Yeah, he did. He did a preemptive pardon on him.
Oh, preemptive.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to my into our other shows, you'll know about the preemptiveness of things. But just wanted to get into that. Sports! Guys, let's go into sports really quick. I know we were having a very chatty talk while I was setting up the live stream. You guys were talking a lot and wanted to dive into that. Let me first just say we've lost this year an unprecedented amount of sports figures in our lives, and it's weird. It's weird to see people that we grew up with or that we've known to not be in existence, although they're still existence in our minds and in our hearts, and we'll always know about them, and in that sense they'll always be around. However, of course we talked about Tommy Lasorda, but Don Sutton, and of course Hank Aaron has passed, and of course Larry King. I mean, he's not a sports figure, but Larry King did pass as well. So we have to mention all those people. It's an interesting time, and they say death comes in threes, but this one, man, it took a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I mean, Hank Aaron recently, and I'm not gonna jump into Larry King, even though he died. No, not trying to downplay it, but he was like 97. he was up there.
He lived a good life.
Hank Aaron, I never got to see him play. He's obviously one of the greatest players of all time, and it's hard. It's hard pressed to be involved with people who you never got to see. You know what I mean? Like Don Sutton. I can't remember watching a Don Sutton, so I'm like, it's sad he passed away. But I think sports figures that pass away have to be involved in your life for you to really feel, I mean, because I enjoy baseball, but I'm not like baseball's a darker place because Hank Aaron passed away. And I'm not trying to sound I'm just being honest. Like, when it comes to death, I'm very, okay, and because like every minute somebody dies in this world and I don't know them, so I'm like, do I feel bad every minute of every day because somebody passed away? Like, yeah, I didn't get to watch him play, so I don't have the memories or the feels of somebody, So, I mean, being an asshole here.
No worries. I mean, we're at a bar, so we can be. And by the way, was it side chat or side note? I love the fact that now you're next to a door. I mean, that just totally fits you, David. Always guarding a door, I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Who's gonna walk?
He's watching that door too.
Yeah.
He's always watching the door.
Yeah,
Turn for you, buddy. Someone can open that door and just whack right in the head, brother.
No. It's a closet door. It's a closet door. I'm in my bedroom doing a show right now because I'm safe.
Yeah, it works.
Meanwhile, going on around in sports, Phillip Rivers is retiring. I don't know if Drew Brees is retiring, but that is definitely going to be an end of an era for myself as a Charger fan, seeing two quarterbacks that I grew up with simultaneously retire at the same time. It breaks my heart, to see that. Not that it breaks my heart. Maybe that's the wrong, connotation. It really puts into perspective my life and where I'm at now, because these guys are like Hall of Fame guys, and it makes me wonder, am I a Hall of Famer? I don't know if like that ever comes across into your brain or not, because you see like these guys around your same age, you see their accomplishments, and you try to put in perspective those accomplishments versus your accomplishments to see whether or not you're on par. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. What do you say, David?
If I had to choose between the two of them, I would say Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer before Phillip Rivers.
Is that because he has a championship?
No. Obviously, because he has better stats.
Gotcha.
he was a more accurate quarterback. I won't take anything away from Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers he was a very good quarterback. I just think that he wasn't the quarterback. He was never going to be the championship quarterback. And I don't know. I mean, can I see myself as a Hall of Famer? In what aspect?
I mean, do you ever look at their accolades and, try to compare them, like winning a Super Bowl for them to us is maybe getting a job promotion maybe, or do you ever try to quantify that kind of stuff?
I guess as a parent, I guess my Super Bowl would be the birth of my children type of thing, or like seeing them succeed. That's like my championship ring type of thing. I think as a normal person, I get what you're saying, and I actually think and I've never thought of it that way, but I guess that's how I would see it, as either the birth of a child or the accomplishment of a child would be my Super Bowl. Would be like that's my win. Like, dude, they graduate high school, like, hey,
Yeah.
playoff game.
You hold them up too, like the championship.
So I mean, it's I guess even like this show, I could see it sometimes, like when we really like kill it, like it was a really good episode. That was like I can ride that high. You know what I mean? It was like we won a big game. So I guess you could correlate your life into a sports moment in that fashion, and in regards to how you feel. So yeah, but Super Bowl, I don't know. Maybe if I ever sell a TV show, that would be my Super Bowl.
It could happen. You never know.
It could happen. Yeah. Start producing a show, like that's my Super Bowl.
Oh man, then I won tons of Super Bowls. If we're going to produce,
that's the thing. Is like if you look at it, what in your lifetime, what you've accomplished and what you've done, then like is it a Hall of Fame career? I mean, your career may be better than some, not as good as others. So was it? Are you happy with what you've done? And would you consider yourself your own Hall of Famer? This is going to get kind of deep on a sports level.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's what sports is. Sports can be deep from time to time. And, do I consider myself a Hall of Famer? I consider myself in the running. I'm not there yet because I feel like I'm still playing. I'm still in season. Would I consider myself, a Tom Brady? No. Would I consider myself a Dan Marino? Perhaps. Would I... have I won that championship just yet? I would say I'm on the cusp, which is another lead-in to, which is the Chargers have just now signed a brand new coach, and it's the defensive coordinator from the Rams now headed to be the offensive coordinator and the head coach, of course, to the Chargers. And that's what I always think, too, because myself and the Chargers align very parallel, at time to time, because, we're always on that cusp of greatness. We have great players, great schemes at times, and we go through our runs of being dangerous. And now with a fresh new coach, and a new quarterback, I truly feel rejuvenated as a sports fan for this particular franchise.
Yeah, one coach can change your whole team around. I mean, that's what the Browns did. Stefanski, coach of the year, he changed the entire mindset of the Browns. So now the Browns are actually a legitimate, like, nobody's going to look down on the Browns as just an easy game anymore. They're always going to be like, okay, we got to play the Browns. We got to prepare for them. But yeah, it's. Do you think that that's why people have life coaches? Like sometimes people need to, like, I need to change my life around. I need a good coach to get me in the game.
You know what? That is a fantastic observation. I do. I never thought about it like that. I always took life coaches as they just need a Tommy Lasorda in their life. They need a swift kick in the ass. They need something to motivate them. But you could be onto something, David. I'm so happy that you've come to that realization. That's done wonders for my brain. Thank you so much for having that input. Very cool. Yeah, that's
playing
all.
coach, we made do laps and stuff in the morning, and actually coach you like you're at your job. He's like, "Come on, son."
This is the background, always with you.
Yeah.
Let's throw a challenge flag on the fucking on what you just said. We gotta repeat that. I need the instant replay on that.
Wearing a fedora, a suit, and a whistle. He's just yelling at you on your brain. Yeah, that's what I need, honestly.
Guys, do you have any sports information that you'd like to throw out there? This is our sports segment, so this is where we just talk about sports. And
I don't know. We could talk about the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez, he's gone. So,
yeah, that was a sad day in Dodger fandom. Kike Hernandez, and sometimes I align myself towards him where I do feel that I am a utility player in life. He was a utility player on the field. Some of us are utility players in life. And for him to leave, man, I knew it was happening. I knew it was going to happen, and I was like, come on, but they wanted Justin Turner instead. You know what I mean? It was an extreme... Yeah. What's that saying? It's that Sophie's choice. You can either have one or the other, but you can't have both.
Yeah, they chose the leprechaun, man. But you know what? It's cool. Like, he's got the bats. I'm okay with Justin Turner, but it sucks. Dodgers are a team right now, man. And they won the World Series. They just got more expensive.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's going to happen. Yeah.
That's for sure. We got football going on this week, by the way. Tons of football. I want to go through our picks, okay? I want to see what you guys think is going to happen, and I'm going to rattle off the games. The first game that is going to happen is going to be the Buccaneers and the Packers. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go preemptive, and I'm going to say the Buccaneers are going to win. And only because, and I've said this from time to time, is that the only reason why is because no team has ever played in their own stadium in Super Bowl, and this would be the last thing that Tom Brady needs, the last feather in his cap, to have perhaps the most greatest career of his entire life, and that's the only reason why I'm going for the Buccaneers for that. I'm going to go David next.
No, I got the Packers.
Really? Why is that?
They're too strong. They're strong. They're at home. It's in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And Brady plays in the cold, but I think the home field advantage. I think Aaron Rodgers is on fire, and like you said, no team has ever played in their stadium for a Super Bowl, so the odds are stacked against the Buccaneers this year.
We're going to go Chips and Kevin, whichever one of you two would like to go first, either or.
I'll go first. I think the Packers, because Aaron has been on the team for a while. They're cohesive. I think they're doing pretty well this year. I haven't been watching the season, but I think the track record's pretty good. They beat the Rams, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they're probably more together than the Bucs, and the Bucs, they need some time to learn. But I love Brady as an athlete, so I would love to see him rise up to the occasion and bring a team into the championship. But it seems like the Packers are pretty strong.
Okay, Kevin. Well, now you might be the tire or the breaker. What do you say?
Packers all the way, man. Tom Brady, he's a hoser. I don't want to hear about no Buccaneers. Go Packers. Go Wisconsin.
Oh man! So we got 3-1 odds for me going for the Buccaneers, and everyone else going for the Packers. And I feel, you know what, it's weird because I do feel that is kind of what the country wants as well, so to speak. So that's an interesting dive into.
Everybody hates Tom Brady now. Patriot fans and not everyone else. So
It seems to be a
Tom
full
Brady.
you got like 20,000 Buck fans. Great. And a lot of money, I imagine.
Okay. So the last game is going to be Bills and Chiefs. This is going to be an interesting game because, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, man. PH, as I call him. And, of course, a lot of the times that I think, and I don't know if you guys think in sports like I do, and that is, I think because I want a certain thing. For example, I want the Chiefs to win because it looks good for the AFC West. So the AFC West is one of my favorite, Wests because I'm a part of it. So it makes my, at least, division look good. That's kind of the way I think, and that's kind of why I want that to happen. And not only that, but to have Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady fight it off for the final, like Super Bowl is complete sports Narnia, sportsgasm, if you will. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. David, we're going to get your take on that.
You know what? I think I want the Bills. I'm not against KC, even though I think the Browns could have beat them minus that fucking non-call, that helmet hit. But I think the Bills are better poised to win the game against KC. I think the Browns showed that KC's vulnerable, and I think that the Bills as a team have really come together on both sides of the ball. So after last weekend, I had texted my friend, I see Packers-Bills as the Super Bowl. So I'm going to stick with that.
Wow.
Mahomes is coming off the concussion.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. The concussion, by the way, the gift and the curse that is the concussion. The players wanted this. Okay, so be what is it? Be careful for what you ask for because you just might get it. And I don't get me wrong, I love the concussion protocol because I truly believe that we needed this because no player wants to leave, but there needs to be a protocol for them to say, look, dude, we got to look after the brain. You know what I mean? After everything that I've seen with concussions, and of course, the one person that I always think of is Junior Seau because all those concussions I feel led to the reason why he killed himself. And if we can prevent those things from happening and unnecessarily this loss, I feel that we need to do something. And the NFL has circumvented that with adding these protocols into the NFL, which is great, but we saw what happened with Lamar Jackson. They did that, and then we got this guy that looked exactly like Lamar Jackson, played exactly like Lamar Jackson. It was great, so it really put a highlight in the secondary quarterback, because now I'm interested in just who is the secondary quarterback for the team. So it's definitely an interesting time that I think that we are going in to, but let's enough of my spiel. Sorry, I went on a little rant. But let's go with Chips and Kevin. Now, who went first? Was it Kevin or Chips that went first? Because whoever went first, the last one, it goes second now. And let's get your thoughts on who's going to win these two games, Bills or Chiefs. If you're there, they might have frozen.
They might have froze up.
They might have froze up. It probably happened that they froze up. We'll get them back in a second, and then we'll get exactly what their picks are. But regardless, I'm excited for this these two games. You know, this is actually the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl has always been very lopsided from what I've seen.
Last year's game was very down to the minute because KC was down, and they came back in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? I think that the Bills Packers matchup actually is a better matchup. They're both high octane offenses that kind of work. I think I just over KC. I'm over Tom Brady. So
you don't want him to get that last like coup de grace. I mean, that's kind of cool. We're never gonna see that, dude. I'm one of those people that I'm like, we're never gonna see that in our life. We may never see that in our life.
Okay, the Buffalo Bills, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4.
That's true. That's okay. That's true.
Okay, there's some things you don't want to see in your life.
I think we got the guys back. Guys,
sorry.
It's cool. It's all part of the program. that's happening right here on Drinks to Words By, which we are available on all streaming platforms. Make sure to check us out. And if you have any qualms, make sure to log on to drinkstowordsby.com. And there you can download the entire show. We are on YouTube, so make sure to check us out there as well to catch up with the full show now that we are now being seen in front of tons of people. So thank you so much for joining. Do we still have Kevin and Chips right there, or did we lose them again? Let's find out. Are you guys still there? I do think we did lose them again, but they'll come back in just a second. So we'll get to them in just a minute when they do decide to come back. So again, thank you so much for tuning in.
They come back in.
They're coming back in. All right, guys. Let's see. What are your guys' picks for this game? We might have lost them. I think we lost them again. No worries. Are they there?
I'm still here. You listening?
Yeah.
Here. I'm still standing. All right, from my boy David here. I hope by some miracle, somehow the Browns are declared the winner. The Super Bowl, because I don't really give a shit about it.
I guess about the teams that are in the Super Bowl, as we lost them for another moment, but that's all right. I mean, that's part of the process that we're still understanding right here on Drinks to Words By. And of course, if you guys have the opportunity, make sure to go check out our guests, Chips and Kevin, cover to cover. Go check out their podcast. Would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your time and your energy and joining us here on the show. We really appreciate it. We may get them back, we may not, but until we do, was there any more sports that we wanted to discuss? Did we discuss it all?
Right now, I guess the big thing would be the Olympics are technically still happening this year.
Are they? I could have sworn I saw something that said that the Olympics may not happen at all.
As of right now, Japan is dead set on pushing the Olympics this year. I mean, with the vaccines rolling out, USA might not be in the fucking Olympics, depending on how they try to run things. But ultimately, right now, the Olympics are happening. We gotta have, because if they don't happen this year, it's a loss. The Olympics is not going to happen. So the Olympics needs to happen this year.
Gotcha.
Olympics is a feel good thing. Olympics is like the World Cup. It brings everybody together. Like, people stop fighting. Like, oh, let's fucking watch rhythmic gymnastics.
Let's stop all of our quads for rhythmic gymnastics.
Right now. We're not dropping bombs. We're watching fucking beach volleyball.
Okay, this is crazy, but this is what I would like to see for the gymnastics, or just for the Olympics. Okay, I would like the Olympics to be winter and summer together. So we do the summer because we I know they're usually apart, but because of COVID, let's all combine them all together. So you have the Olympics, winter happening in Aspen and the other ones happening in Tokyo all at the same time. I really think that, it would be Olympic Narnia happening if we did that. What are your guys' thoughts? We got Chips and Kevin. Real quick, your thoughts on that?
I support that. I think they should not only have them at the same time, but they should have them in the same places. Like, try to combine them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about the same places because they've already been predestined. So just have them at the same time. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, okay. Because there's very people you can do it in LA. You could have skiing and like summer sports, but no, yeah, I like that actually to have them. Because it's about the same level of attention. I don't watch the winter ones as much. I watch the
you don't? Ones. I do. I love it all. Okay.
I wish I did more.
So
because of the curling, because curling's the only Olympic sport that I feel that I could be competitive in. I'm just scrubbing that ice.
Curling. Yeah.
other than
You know what?
other than starting a podcast, everybody wants to start a curling team. That's the second one that everyone wants to start, by the way. And okay, so Kevin, lastly, you said the Bills. Now we're gonna go to Chips. Chips, you can either be a part of the whole Bills saga, or you could tie it up with the Chiefs. Want to know what are your thoughts? No pressure or anything.
Bills versus KC. Okay, so one thing is the Bills have a cool franchise. I think they have a cool vibe. You know, the colors are cool. You know, they're no one really even really thinks about them. But the Chiefs, they kind of have some momentum going on, right? So they have that cool quarterback with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what? A lot of people are going to be rooting for the Chiefs because that quarterback is working hard. He's been making a name for himself. But I would like to see the Bills come up just because it's
Wow.
on the field.
Wow. Again, the cheese stands alone. Myself alone in all my picks.
I'm sorry, Albert. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry about. There's nothing to be sorry about. You know what I mean? This is a very polarizing event in our life, other than politics. But this is something fun that we won't storm any castles or anything like that. So we just get to watch it all play out in front of us. So did I miss any last sports topics before we end? Guys, did you want to cover any sports before we end?
We hit all the marks.
All right.
There's no sports going on right now other than some basketball, but not really. I don't know.
Hockey's about to start right now. Actually, hockey is just in its infancy, starting right now. So I can't wait to watch that. My one take on hockey is I wish they put it on TV, more specifically the local teams. I'm a Kings fan, and I don't see it on TV. And the thing about the apps and buying the app is it'll block it out, so I have to wait until I watch. Until the game is over to watch it, and I'm not down with that. Let's just lift all those restrictions. You know what I mean? If I want to watch the game live, let me watch it. You're really hurting the fan in that aspect, and I get contracts and whatnot, but for me as a fan, I would pay to get the NHL app to watch the Kings live if I could watch them live. But because that's not against the contracts, I have to watch them after the game, and I'm not going to do that because hockey needs to be watched live. So that's just my last take. Guys, are you still there? I think they're there. Oh, so what's going to happen is we are now going to go into our final cheers. But before we do that, remember, we are on Instagram at Drinks to Words By. And we are approaching our 100th episode. So make sure to be ready for that. I don't even know what's going to happen. Me and David have yet to figure that out yet. But I'll tell you what, if you want to be a part of it, slide in the DM or email us drinkswordsby@gmail.com. And if we talked about it.
Recently did, right?
Somebody did. Somebody slid in a DM. Guys, our next show, I rarely do this. I rarely talk about this, but our next show, for those that have been listening and those that have been paying attention to the show, we found a sapiosexual. Okay? We found a sapiosexual. They actually contacted us. They exist, and they contacted us, and we're going to have them on our next show. We are going to be total sapio next show, so just get ready for that. There will be a test.
Start reading books.
Start doing everything. Start doing everything. There will be books. There will be everything. So make sure to check that. That is next week. Okay. And by the way, I love the participation that has now been happening with the show. I love the fact that we are contacted and people want to be a part of it, and we want to be a part of your life too. So make sure to log on to drinkstowardsby.com. There you can see the plethora of streaming platforms that we are on. We are on Venmo as well, so make sure to tip us if you'd like. I know times are tough right now, but if you think we did a good job, or you just want to be a part of our 100th celebration and you want to buy us something, or you want your money to go towards a specific drink, let us know, and we will do that for you. So, I think I covered everything.
That one will be together. That one we're going to be together.
Yeah, that one we won't do a virtual space. We're actually going to be together, and it'll probably be on a Saturday, and I'll probably take the Sunday off. So I wanted to do a final cheers, and usually David goes first on this. So this is the part where we just do our final cheers, our final salute to cheers to whoever we want or whatever we want. David, go ahead and take it away for the final cheers.
Cheers, Chips and Kevin. Actually, I'm very honored to have you guys on the show. I appreciate you guys being on our show. And cheers to your endeavors in your podcast and for future success in that. I just learned about it, so I gotta take my time to go in and listen to the show and support you guys like you guys are supporting us right now. So cheers to you guys.
Yes, and let's see if they're there. Guys, are you there? They might have been frozen. They may come back in a second or two, so we'll check in with them just in case. But my final cheers is going to go towards, sports. We lost a lot of sports figures and sports people that have been a part of our lives, or things that we have been trying to ascend to, and maybe ascend's not the right word, but we've lost a lot during this time. So my cheers doesn't go to them. Guys, you guys got the final cheers? Go ahead. Who would you like to cheers to? Or what would you like to cheers to?
Oh, man. How about to playing music again whenever that can see?
To live shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. And, of course, make sure to go check out Cover to Cover to Cover. You can find them streaming everywhere. And for more information, you can always log on to drinkstowardsby.com. There I will have a link to something to their stuff. So make sure to check them out. Again, I would highly encourage you to check it out. Very cool chemistry, very cool people. And not only that, I would like to give a shout out to the Fret House for making this happen. The Fret House, again, to any musician, anybody that needs any work done on any of their instruments. I went there, very highly knowledgeable people, and not only that, very cool people and very down-to-earth people, and that's something that we all need right now. And so go check them out. If you need strings or whatever, we're all trying to help small businesses, small podcasts out as well. So make sure to go check all those out. And for more information, again, log on to drinkstowardsby.com. I'll have all information. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Later.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Guys, you guys. Later.
You too, guys. Thank you.